Hi my loves, welcome to my YouTube channel. So my name is Rosejo. A lot of you guys actually know me from TikTok, and if you're a TikTok follower, if you are part of my TikTok community, hi, please do subscribe. You owe me that. Since I'm new, I thought I should do an introduction. So basically I am gonna be doing tutorials. My whole channel actually is based on makeup. However, I'm gonna be doing vlogs here and there. You know, my life is not that exciting for me to be doing vlogs every time, because I'm just a student, honestly, an ordinary one at that. But you guys are my students now. I'm gonna be teaching you guys makeup. I'm gonna be simplifying makeup as much as I can, going step by step with you guys, teaching you guys every step, explaining every concept. My makeup is mainly based, my tutorials are mainly focused on beginners, because I was also a beginner at some point. So I'm basically gonna teach you guys things I wished I learned as a beginner. So I hope you guys will subscribe, like, comment. If there's any questions, anything you want to say, please feel free to comment. This is a safe space, and I hope to see you guys on my next videos. So let's get into it. Let us begin. Let us get right into it. So firstly, I prime using the Maybelline Fit Me primer. This is the mattifying one. I've already done most of my skin prep off camera. However, if you guys would like my skin prep tutorial, like my full skin prep tutorial, please do let me know, and I will post it. Like, I will do a separate video, because trying to cover everything in one video won't work. Honestly, it won't work. Even my eyebrow tutorial, because I want it to be as detailed as possible, so I'm not gonna do my eyebrows on camera. And also I do prefer doing my eyebrows at the end, so I'll do that last. So this is my foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me matte+poreless in the shade 340. Anyways, as I was saying, I obviously cannot cover everything here because it's gonna make the video too long. However, I'll try to cover most of the things. So the importance of priming is to basically add a surface of adhesion for your products. So basically a primer acts like glue between your skin and the makeup to basically keep your makeup in place. So primer is very important, but I'll touch on that more when I do my skin prep video. So I'm gonna be using this brush. Everything will be linked down below in the description box, so forgive me that if I don't show you all the products. I will link them in the description box. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous, I won't lie, because this is my first ever makeup tutorial on YouTube. Anyways, when you blend your foundation, you should use a dense brush and you should dab. Don't swipe, dab. Press it in place and try to avoid your under eye area so that you don't have a lot of product there, because if you have a lot of product packed on your under eye, you are gonna have a lot of creasing, and we don't want that, do we? So just tap 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 and take your time with it. I'm obviously not looking at the camera because I'm using a mirror and my mirror is in front of me, so in case you're wondering, that is why. So dab 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 dab. And also please do take time with your blending, especially as a beginner. And don't be like me, I've been doing this for long. Take time with your blending. make sure everything is distributed evenly. I know it looks a bit orange. I will touch on that on another video. So yeah, it just has an orangish warm undertone, but I'll explain that more. As I said, I can't explain everything in one video. And then next we are contouring. I like to do my contour and highlight separately, like basically step by step, because this concealer dries out pretty quickly. It's the Rimmel Multitasker concealer. It dries out pretty quickly, so I like to blend it immediately. However, if you're using other concealers, it's best to let them sit to give you maximum coverage. Anyways, so this is your placement. Placement is very important in makeup. This is your placement. You place some dots on your jawline. The reason why I'm saying you should place dots, so that you don't go in with too much. You know, if it's too little, you can always go back in. And then there's a bone here, your cheekbone. Yes, you place some dots on your cheekbone. So this is where your dots are supposed to start. Do you see where your eye ends? Here. Yes, it's supposed to end, start somewhere around there. Make sure it's exactly on your jaw, on your cheekbone, because if not, it's gonna drag your face and make it look long and make you look tired. It's gonna drag your face. Apply some on the perimeters of your forehead too, then the same for the side. It's best to apply going upwards so that you can basically get like a guideline. Same for here. I don't normally contour my nose with my contour. You will get to see that as we go. And then you apply some here to basically lift your eyes and a line. You basically just draw a line. Then to blend, you're gonna need an angled flat brush. I will obviously do, and you blend upwards, tapping motions upwards. I will obviously do a brush guide. I think it's very important that I do it so that you guys can understand what brush does what. It obviously needs to be a separate video. Blend that into your hairline. And also, I do not recommend this concealer for beginners. If you know you're a beginner, you've never really done makeup before, please stay away from this concealer because it dries out very, very fast. And when it dries out, it leaves patches. It doesn't blend as smoothly as when it's still wet. Yeah, you could say that. Even with the eyes, blend upwards. I hope this is not too long because I know most people don't have a long attention span. I also don't. Also, I hope this will be as detailed as possible so that you guys can learn something. Now to highlight, I'm gonna go in with the same brand, Rimmel New York Concealer, in the shade 10, 080 10, 08010, yes. And I'm gonna place some here, not a lot, and then I'm gonna place some here and some here also. This is so we don't end up with too much concealer. And then I'm gonna place some on my under eye like this. This is my placement for concealer. So I normally use a brush to blend my concealer. However, I get that most beginners are not really comfortable with this, with using a brush, so we're gonna use a beauty blender. And you should never blend with a dry beauty blender. You must always dampen it with setting spray. You can also use water. So I'm just gonna tap to blend. As I said, I prefer blending. Let me take this out of camera. I prefer blending my concealer as I go because it dries down a bit too quick for my liking. So you want to work with it as you go, blend as you go, apply, blend immediately. Also with this process, please take your time. Take your time with blending because it shows. It shows if you took time or not. Make sure that everything is blended properly. And when you blend your under eyes, you look up. So you see that under your eyes there are, let me bring the phone closer. Under your eyes there are these folds. You have natural creases, right? So you have to look up for you to basically stretch those folds out, right? Stretch the skin out to basically get rid of the folds so that makeup can really get in there. Does it make sense? I hope it does. Yes. So blend and also tap where your contour meets your highlight. Blend. Then next we are gonna do the nose. You're gonna basically draw a straight vertical line on your nose and then draw like a semicircle on your forehead. Please don't make it too big. If you apply a lot of concealer on your forehead, it makes your forehead look big, so we don't want that. Draw a small semicircle. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is what we have, and then we're gonna blend that out. If your beauty blender dries out during the process, please go back in with your setting spray and dampen it again. When you blend your nose, right, you pinch your beauty sponge so that it keeps the concealer exactly on the bridge of your nose. And as I said, blend up, blend up, blend up, and with the forehead, please try to keep the concealer exactly where it is. I think my lighting is a bit too bright for you guys to see everything clearly, so since I've already started and I'm so far, I am just gonna reduce it next time. Hopefully you guys will not get angry, and I hope you guys will be back again. And also, please, when you do your makeup, make sure that there is enough lighting, because if you do your makeup in bathroom lighting, when you go outside, it's not gonna look good. I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush. I'm not gonna add any product onto it. I'm not gonna add any makeup. I'm just gonna use whatever is left on the brush to tap the edges, to basically blend where my highlight meets my foundation and contour. And if you need to go back in with more product, please do so. If you need to go back in and blend, please do so. Okay, yeah, now we are done with our highlight, and then next we're going into cream blush. I'm using this Essence Baby God blush, liquid blush, in the shade Blushing Berry. Quite affordable, but honestly, oh my gosh, it doesn't have as much pigment. So you place it right on top of your contour. So your contour ends here, you place it on top like that. Oh my gosh, I think the lights are a bit too bright, but I'll fix that. So I'm gonna let that blush sit like for a minute or 30 seconds, for 30 seconds to a minute, and then we're gonna blend it out. It's obviously not that pigmented, but let me bring the camera closer. This is my placement, as you can see, right on top of my contour. So now we're gonna blend. We're gonna use an angled fluffy brush, not too fluffy, to blend this. Blend it into your contour, blend up. You must always blend up. The only time you swipe from side to side is when you're doing eyeshadow. Blend up. You can bring it into your like under eyes, because we're gonna correct that later. Blend up, blend, blend, and you tap, you don't swipe, by the way. Blend up, blend it into your contour, so make sure there are no harsh lines. Okay, this will be your results. Now we are doing the step that I left out, which is nose contour. This one needs a separate video. Honestly, I really can't explain it in this video. However, I will do a video on it. So I'm gonna use the same concealer. It's the Rimmel coconut. It's in the shade coconut. So you draw 2 lines on the bridge of your nose, on the sides of your nose bridge, yes, and then you draw 2 lines here, like sort of like a V here, right? And remember, we don't let that dry, and you don't need a lot of concealer for your nose contour, otherwise it's gonna look harsh. I prefer using an eyeshadow brush because it gives me precision. So we're gonna start by blending up, blend it into your eyebrows. And yeah, now I can explain my reason for doing my eyebrows last. It's because it gives me like a seamless blend, because I blend my contour into my eyebrows, so it looks better and it's easier that way for me. Guys, I need you guys to understand that makeup is different for everyone. What works for me might not work for you. One of the days I will shoot a video where I am doing my eyebrows and nose contour and the rest of my makeup before after my eyebrows, not before. And also, nose contour can make or break your makeup, by the way. And nose contours are different for everyone. It depends how your nose is. My nose contour and yours are not the same because we don't have the same nose. I already have a defined nose bridge. So yeah. And then next, blend. So you just blend to get rid of the harsh line there, and blend here too to get rid of any harsh line. So basically, I'm gonna go back in with that brush to define my nose contour again. Basically, when we say your makeup is blended, think of it like a gradient, right? A color gradient. When your makeup is blended, it looks like a color gradient. You cannot see where one product ends and one starts. That's what we mean when we say your makeup is blended. So next we're gonna highlight. I'm gonna use the Rimmel Multitasker concealer in the shade 050 Sand. I love Rimmel concealers because they are very high coverage, and when you highlight you don't need a lot of concealer, just 2 dots, 1 dot here, 1 dot on the other eye. Like I said, Rimmel, you blend immediately, otherwise it's gonna give you patches. And look up, keep it under your eyes, don't drag it everywhere. This also corrects your blush. If you messed up by, you know, having blush on your under eyes, this corrects it. Don't forget to look up. It's very important to achieve a seamless blend. Ever since I started doing my eyebrows last, I've never looked back. I've only been doing that, and it's quite easy. I find it easier to do my eyebrows last than first, honestly. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, I think it's easier to do them last than first. It's easier that way. I'm a bit chatty, if you haven't noticed, and I hope that makes you guys stay. I hope you guys don't get mad. I hope you guys have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, we get letting, like, what are you doing with your life if you're not subscribed to my channel? Now everything is blended, we are done with our base, and this is how it looks. This is how our cream products look. So whenever you apply something that's liquid, except for lip gloss, you have to set it with a powder product, right? So this is how the base looks, and we're gonna set it with our powders. You set your under eyes first before everything. Make sure that you always have your beauty blender nearby, and we are gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me matte+poreless 12-hour oil control pressed powder. I find pressed powders easier to use than loose powders. However, this is a matter of preference, right? And I use a powder puff to set my under eyes because I find that it gives me more coverage. So blend, and it's always wise to prepare your powder puff beforehand. But yeah, didn't do that. Yeah, and then press that powder in, really press it in. Press it in. I love the Maybelline press powder, the way it just blurs everything. Oh my gosh, the formula is great. Blend again to get rid of creases, and then press in your powder. I hope my YouTube community is here because they've been nagging me to start a YouTube channel. Fun fact, I've always had a YouTube channel. It's just that, yeah. Also apply this here. Wherever you apply your highlight, you apply this powder. This powder is slightly lighter than the foundation shade, than my foundation shade. Also pinch it for the bridge of your nose to ensure precision. Then the forehead. So every cream product that you apply must be set with a powder product. Press that in. Press that in, and also apply whatever's left on your eyebrows. Not a lot. Press it in. Not a lot, just to mattify, just enough to mattify your eyebrows. And then next, I'm gonna use this dome brush, fluffy brush, to apply my powder blush. I'm using this blush. I don't know if you guys have seen it somewhere. It's quite old. It's been discontinued. I love it so much because I don't like a lot of blush, especially when I'm going for my everyday look, my go-to glam. I don't like a lot of blush. I am applying this where I applied my cream blush, just to set my cream blush. Guys, I don't know, I don't have blush blindness like this current generation. I'm sorry, I don't like blush like that. In fact, I'm a 2016 makeup girly. Maybe it's because I learned makeup during those times. And I'm gonna use this powder to contour. It's from LA Girl Pro. It doesn't have a shade. I lost the shade. I lost the back of the container. So I'm gonna use this to set my contour, and I'm gonna use this fluffy angled brush. Guys, I prefer setting my contour after setting my blush, because if I go in with a lot of blush, the powder contour can just neutralize it. I hope it makes sense. So just dip in it, and am I the only one who feels like the older one gets, the more difficult it is to make friends? Like, I'm a very talkative person, right? And you would think it's easier for me to make friends. Well, no, it's not. The only time I make friends is if we're in the same setting, always in the same setting. Yeah, something like that. I don't want to put myself out there. Also set your cheekbones. So you apply this everywhere you applied contour, except for the bridge of your nose. For my nose bridge, I'm gonna use a lighter powder. So these are the powders. This one is slightly lighter. I know it might not show. It does show actually. This one is lighter. This is so my nose contour doesn't look harsh, right? So you must have two contour powders. I'm gonna use the same eyeshadow brush that I used to contour my nose, and I'm just gonna apply some on my contour just to set it. Honestly, you know your makeup is gonna look good when your base looks good. Your base is your entire makeup. Even if your eyebrows look bad, as long as your base looks good, babe, you ate. Anyways, next I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless press powder. I love Maybelline. I hope they see this. This powder is in the shade 332 and my foundation is in the shade 340, so they're not that far from each other. This is close to my foundation shade, so I'm gonna use this to set my foundation. I think Maybelline no longer sells 340, this powder in shade 340, so yeah, I just settle for 332 since it's not so far. It's the closest. And I'm gonna use this big ass brush to set. You must also set on your forehead. Remember, on the forehead there's contour, and then there's a bit of space where there's foundation, and then there's your highlight, right? Make sure that you also set your what's this, make sure that you also set your foundation there. You must not leave any place unset, otherwise it's gonna look overly yellow. Now I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera and come back. I'm gonna do a separate video for an eyebrow tutorial because honestly I don't want to make this video too long. I don't want to bore you guys, you know, because I want to keep you guys here. I want to keep you guys subscribed. So yeah, I'm gonna do it off camera. This is the base set. This is how it looks. I did my eyebrows off camera and prepped my lids, so now let's get into eyeshadow. For this look I'm gonna be using the Hermosa Flor Cosmetics White Lily eyeshadow palette. This is my favorite eyeshadow palette when it comes to neutrals. So this is a very easy low maintenance eyeshadow look, so I'm gonna be using three brown shades, right? So I'm gonna start with this one. It's named Humility. Start with this one, tap off the excess, blend it, and also wing it out, like bring it out like this. Let me look down so that you guys can see. I don't like my eyeshadow touching my eyebrow. I don't like that look, so I make sure to leave my brow arc untouched. Is it arch or arc? Then I'm gonna do the same for the side. This is a very quick eyeshadow look, and also blend it into your contour. Very quick, very quick, and it's not a lot of work. Hence I'm saying this is my go-to makeup look. This is how it looks. And then next I'm gonna go in with this brown shade. It's called Friendship. So right underneath that one, like this, you also wing it out and blend them together. to make sure that they give a gradient type of look. The same for the side. I hope this video doesn't end up being too long, because that's what I'm trying to avoid. So make sure that you really blend this, and then lastly I'm gonna go in with this dark brown shade. It's the name Chastity, the Chastity, whatever. Yes, this one. And then I'm gonna apply it directly on my lids, and then also blend it into the other brown, the second brown that we used. This is a very easy eyeshadow look. Oh, you guys can't see, sorry for that. Same for the side. Apply it on your lids and then start blending it outwards. This is a very beginner friendly eyeshadow tutorial, because honestly there's not much that needs to be done here, and you can use one brush. That's my favorite thing about it. This is how it looks, period. And then next we are just gonna line our top lash line. So I need my mirror. Basically, you look down, you line exactly on your right on top of your lashes. Yes, that is the best way I can explain it. Like this. The line doesn't have to be thick. Yes, and then do the same for the other side. Right, easy, right? I hope you guys do come back. And then next I'm gonna use this Essence long lasting eye pencil to line my waterline. I hope you guys do come back, because I'm still gonna touch on other topics. Obviously this is just a tutorial. I will try to explain a lot of things, brushes and everything. I will do separate videos focusing only on one thing. Yeah, like that. That is all. Moving on to highlighter. I know people say highlighter is so 2016, but I love me some highlighter. I want my cheekbones to stand out. But my least favorite thing about highlighter is that it really brings out your texture. Anyways, I'm using this Essence highlighter. It was only sold in Christmas, like some Christmas. I think it's 2024. Yes, Christmas or 2023, somewhere there. It's called, I don't know, it smells like cookies. The shade is Shine Golden, my dear. Yeah, it's called Merry Christmas, my dear. Yes, and then I'm also gonna use this Revolution one to make this one pop, and I'm using this fan brush. So just excess and apply it on the highest point of your face. Same for this side. And I'm gonna pinch it, apply it on my nose bridge and on the tip of my nose. Now we are adding more highlighter. I love highlighter. I know highlighter is so 2016. I'm sorry. I love highlighter. Just adds life to your makeup. Same for this side. Oh yes, yes. I absolutely love it when my makeup is coming together. And then I'm gonna apply some on my eyebrow bone. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Love this. Oh my gosh. I love makeup. I love being a makeup girly. I love doing makeup. I'm just a girly girl. Anyways, next we're gonna set our lips with this pressed powder that we used on our under eyes, just to like mattify, because I find that it makes, this is a hack by the way, it makes my makeup glide on easier. Yes. Oh my gosh. Next I'm using this Catrice plumping lip liner maxi lip in the shade Chocolate Lover. Please forgive me because sometimes the shades are wiped off because the product is so old. I've had it for so long. So I'm just gonna line my lips. This is a very easy lip combo by the way, because I'm not even gonna apply lipstick. This is my go-to bead on the days where I don't wanna do a lot of admin. I'm lining the natural shape of my lips. I'm not overlining them. Just gonna press my lips together to kind of like blend it out. I love this look. Oh my gosh, it's complementing my lips so beautifully. But I'm gonna add lip gloss. I'm adding this Essence lip gloss. It's in the shade 11, Power of Nude. See how I'm not applying any lipstick. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. This is just so gorgeous. This is my go-to low effort lip combo. Oh my gosh. Oh, gorgeous. It's low maintenance but like still gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And then next I'm gonna use this Yardley 3-in-1 makeup setting spray. I always prefer setting before applying mascara because mascara can cause a lot of mess. Cover your eyes so it doesn't get in your eyes. Oh my gosh, Hmm. 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 Jesus Christ. I'm gonna use a fan to dry that. Next, I'm gonna apply some mascara. I'm using the Essence Lash Without Limits mascara. By the way, if you're looking for affordable drugstore makeup, Essence is one of those products. I've never used their foundations though. I have used their concealer. It's pretty high coverage. And also this mascara is good for people with short lashes like me. I have short and thin lashes, so I find that this works better for me because it has a small applicator. And not fun fact, what was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, I forgot. I'm so forgetful. And another thing, when you choose your mascara, please make sure that you check the applicator, like the brush, if it suits your lashes. If you have thinner and shorter lashes, go for a thin applicator. Then also, please be careful with your mascara. It can easily smudge and ruin your makeup, and also don't get it into your eyes. It's gonna cause a lot of irritation. Doing our lashes, we are putting on our lashes, and I really do wish I could be detailed about this, but honestly makeup is too much for me to cover it in one video. It involves a lot of things, so I will do a separate video for lash application. Honestly guys, makeup is a lot, you know. So I applied a thin layer of glue on the lash, and I'm gonna put it here to dry a bit, and then I'm gonna apply on another one and let it sit for some time for the glue to dry clear while I apply the other lash. That way I'm quicker and this is more efficient. Also, as I was saying, yes, makeup is a lot for me to cover in one video, so please excuse me if I'm not explaining other things in detail. I will do that as we go, hence I'm urging you and asking you and begging you to subscribe, to come back here. And if you do have questions, please feel free to ask them in feel free to comment and ask whatever question. If there's something that if there's any video that you would like to see on my page, there's anything specific that you would like me to cover, please feel free to comment and let me know, and I promise I will cover it. Oh my gosh, when I'm filming everything goes wrong, so let's try again. And also it's just very uncomfortable to put on lashes with nails. Also, I love Shein lashes. These are the strip lashes that I'm using from Shein. You can buy them from Shein. I am also gonna have the code in the description box, and when you order from Shein, please use my Shein discount codes. I will also put them in the description box. Okay. You see now, this eye is a problem. Okay, I managed to. They are not matching, but yeah, so I'm gonna fix my hair and come back. This is how it's looking. Gorgeous. Honestly, if you don't subscribe, if you don't come back here, I don't know. I really don't know, because your makeup could really look like this. So don't forget to subscribe. Okay. This is the final look. I just straightened my hair. I didn't do anything to the makeup, but this is the final look. I love it. I hope you love it too, and I hope I'll see you back here. I hope you will subscribe, and I hope you will hit that notification bell so that every time I upload, you get a notification, so you don't miss anything, so you don't miss any of our sessions, any of our classes. So bye, see you in the next one.